So the Memphis Grizzlies made a big move this offseason, letting go of their all-defensive player and their starter for the past few years, Dillon Brooks, letting him go. But the Grizzlies still have a guy on their team that I think could come in and fill that role, a new and improved version of Brooks. We're going to talk about who that is today. All right, what's up, everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today we got episode 3 of Everyday Evals, a series where I look at different young players, or maybe not even young players, but different players that I think can have a big season, more opportunity. So far we've done Cam Thomas and we've done Jaden Ivey. The first 2 episodes, if you missed any of those 2, you can go check them out. But yeah, this one we're doing about Memphis Grizzlies guy David Roddy. I think he could come in and has potential to play a big role as early as this season. Thank you guys for views on the videos and the shorts recently. Really appreciate it. If you like the content right here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications to also like that. I really appreciate it. Really helps out a lot. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So today's episode is about David Roddy, Memphis Grizzlies forward that I think could play a big role for this team. Let's start from the beginning. David Roddy from Minneapolis, Minnesota, went to high school at Breck High School in Golden Valley, Minnesota. Was not a very high ranked recruit and eventually ended up going to Colorado State, where he played for 3 years. His senior year is really what he got put on the map. Senior year at Colorado State, he averaged 19 points, 7.5 rebounds, and almost 3 assists, while shooting 57% from the field and 43% from 3, and leading them to the NCAA tournament. Roddy having a great junior year, went to the NBA draft and was selected with the 23rd overall pick in 2022 by the 76ers, and then was eventually traded to the Memphis Grizzlies. In Roddy's rookie year, he played in 70 games, averaging 6 points and 2 rebounds per game while shooting 43% from the field and 30% from 3 in just about 18 minutes per game. Now, what I think makes Roddy a contributor for the Memphis Grizzlies are a few things. One, on offense, he knows his role. You know, coming from a small school at Colorado State where he had the ball in his hands a lot, he was the main scorer, main playmaker a lot of the time you see guys like that come into the league and kind of not be able to find a role for themselves, you know. But Roddy came in and I really liked what he did his rookie year, even in summer league and all that stuff. He came in and he knows his role. He knows, you know, I'm here to help Ja, Bane, Jaren, and all that. So a lot of his shots were catch and shoot opportunities from the wing and the corner, where it took some time to get him to be able to consistently shoot, but by the end of the year he was shooting pretty well, as even though he only shot 30% for the entire year, he started really to make it up at the end of the season, and I really was impressed with what I saw in this summer league as well. But he's also a guy that you can't just leave him open, you know, and just let him shoot all day, because he can also get down and get to the rim, because he has a very unique skill set with a unique size. I mean, he's listed at 6'6", 255. He's a big body. Call him Big Body Roddy for a reason. You know, he's a bigger guy. You know, he's not afraid to get down to the basket, you know, banging with the big guys, which is why they played him a lot at power forward. Last season, he can be a 3 and a 4. And he can bang down low with the big guys, so you're comfortable throwing him in the position of being a stretch 4 or putting him at the 3 if you need to as well. And yeah, he can handle the ball pretty well for his size as well. So if you need him to go out in transition and get a bucket, or kind of a pump fake drive to the basket layup, he can do that as well. He was used to doing it all the time in college, so that's very good to have as well. He's not just going to be a stand behind the 3-point line and shoot that thing all day kind of guy. He can also go get his own, which is kind of similar to Dillon Brooks. You know, he's not going to do it as much as Dillon Brooks, obviously. Well, maybe not, I don't know, but he's going to be able to do that as well. But also, I like him on the defensive end as well. Yeah, he's got pretty quick hands, you know, for someone his size. Plays pretty well on the perimeter, and again, because of his size and his build, you know, he's going to be able to guard bigger guys. Even though he's only 6'6", he can guard probably some 6'8", 6'9", even 6'10" dudes because of his size and his strength and his body. You know, he can bang down low with them as well, and he can also play on the perimeter. I just really like what David Roddy can bring. You know, even in this year's summer league, usually second years in the summer league, usually you see a step, you know, they take. And I saw it with David Roddy. I feel like he was probably the best player for the Grizzlies in the summer league, or one of the best players for the Grizzlies in the summer league. You know, he's very confident, taking a shot. I really liked what I saw him catch and shoot wise, but also creating for himself. I think David Roddy has potential to be a really good starter in this league. He's good IQ, knows how to play, he shoot the ball well, he can score inside. Defensively, he's going to be good as well. So I feel like a big reason as to why Memphis was kind of comfortable letting Dillon Brooks go, besides, of course, all the not off court, but the attitude and stuff like that, is because they have a guy in David Roddy they feel comfortable with, that they can throw him into that Dillon Brooks kind of role and spot, and he could take it and play really well. Now, of course, the Grizzlies this year, obviously, I think like their big hole is that forward position, that small forward position that Dillon Brooks left. Obviously they have the guard play, they have Ja, Bane, they brought in Marcus Smart, they brought in Derrick Rose. Down low, they have Steven Adams, they have Jaren Jackson, they have Brandon Clark coming back, they have Santi Aldama. They have all that. It's just really the small forward kind of position, power forward position, the consistent wing position that they really kind of lack. They have Roddy, they have Zaire Williams, who had a really good rookie year, but last year was affected by injury, so we don't know how he's going to be. John Conchar is solid, but I don't know if I have him if he's like a starting kind of forward in this league. They have Luke Kennard. Like, they have some options, obviously, over there, but I feel like David Roddy has the mold and the skill set to really become that starting small forward. And I think as early as this year, if he comes out and shows a lot of improvement in his second year, I think he could definitely get a lot of more consistent minutes, because the Grizzlies have shown that they're willing to give minutes to young guys and show what they can be. They did with Santi Aldama last year. Remember last year, Jaren Jackson, early in the season, missed for the first few months. Santi Aldama came in as a starter power forward for the Grizzlies opening day, and there wasn't a fall off. He came in and did what he had to do, and from that, he got a lot more minutes and became a regular for the Grizzlies rotation. David Roddy, I feel like it has potential to do kind of the same thing. Maybe not opening day he's going to be a starter, but if he plays well enough, the Grizzlies know they have a kind of a hole at that forward position. David Roddy can definitely come in and take that spot. I feel like he has a skill set. If the shooting ability pops out early, because again, last year the percentages didn't look that great, but at the end of the season he started, kind of finding his confidence a little bit more and becoming a little bit more regular in the rotation. So if that shooting pops out, and if he's doing what he's doing on the defensive end, I think he could be a perfect fit over there in Memphis, because he's a guy that, again, doesn't really need the ball to score, but also if you give him the ball, he can get his own as well. But yeah, I was a big fan of David Roddy at Colorado State. Big fan of him coming to the draft, and I feel like he got drafted to a really good situation with the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have been doing a great job the last 2 years of developing young players. Obviously you have the Jaws and the Jarens and all that stuff, the top picks, but Desmond Bane was like, the 27th overall pick, 20th overall pick, and now he's potentially on the brink of an all-star appearance. John Conchar was an undrafted player, now he's a regular in the rotation. Santi Aldama was like the 30th overall pick in the draft, and now he's a solid player in the rotation. David Roddy, a late first-round pick, now he looks like he could be a starter. Dillon Brooks, even, they found Dillon Brooks in the second round. He's like the 45th overall pick, and he became a starter, an all-defensive player. The Grizzlies have done an amazing job at developing young players over the past few years. I'm sure I'm probably forgetting another 1 or 2 players as well that have happened, because the Grizzlies just developed so many, and David Roddy could be another guy that they could develop into being a starter, even though he's a late first-round pick, coming from a small school, Colorado State. No one really knew much about him, but if he comes in, I feel like he definitely has the potential to be a starter for this team. I think he'll really fit the mold of this team, and I'm very interested to see how the Grizzlies, not even just for David Roddy, but find that starting forward spot and fill that forward spot. Maybe it's one of the guys, again, David Roddy. Maybe they go out and make a move, who knows? But I feel like if they don't make a move and they want to go stay with the young guys, David Roddy is the way to go. If he could come in and play like he did at the end of last year in the Summer League and bring that confidence into this season, he definitely can earn that spot. But yeah, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed what's gift. Do it the content, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications on, stuff like that. I really appreciate it. It helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.